this video, we will show you how to install the ProX 70200 onto any oil burner. Although the ProX 70200 primary control comes ready to install and is easy to operate, it should only be installed and serviced by qualified service professionals. Before you begin, disconnect all power to avoid electrical shock or damage to the ProX 70200 control. Inside the packaging, you will find the ProX 70200, an assortment of wires with quick connect leads, and the installation and operating instructions. The control now has a larger LCD screen. The screen displays all functions in real time and with plain English icons. The icons appear as the sequence of operation progresses. I will discuss the icons in greater detail later in Chapter 4. Navigating through the functions is simple and intuitive. The arrow keys below the display are used to scroll through the options of the control. They are also used to view information and change the setup. Below that are the low voltage connections. The terminals labeled T1, T2 are designated as low voltage thermostat connection. Some appliances require a direct connection from T1, T2 to the thermostat. Otherwise, T1, T2 may have a physical jumper or can be changed in the setup to an internal jumper. A CAD Cell flame sensor connects to the terminals labeled F1, F2. The ProX is universal, making it compatible with the standard CAD cells. Typically, the CAD Cell connects through yellow leads. Terminals BV, which refers to the block vent, are used when connecting the ProX 70200 to detect a spill condition from a block flue or to monitor incoming combustion air when using a direct intake combustion air system. This feature must be activated to be used. A further explanation is given in Chapter 2. Terminals designated AA are low voltage alarm contacts. These are normally open, dry contacts that can be used to signal when a fault is detected. The circuit will close when the ProX is in a lockout mode. Above the screen and on top of the ProX 70200 is the reset button. Use this red button to reset from a fault by pressing for 1 second. The reset button is also used to take the control out of Latch Up. If a Latch Up occurs, press and hold the reset button for 30 seconds to return to normal operation. Latch Up occurs if the control locks out 3 times in a single call for heat. Only a qualified service technician should attempt to reset from Latch Up. The problem that caused the repeat lockout should be corrected before restarting the burner or returning to normal operation. The reset button can also be used to initiate a pump prime cycle by pressing and holding for 10 seconds. The pump prime can be initiated as long as the control is not in lockout and the limit input is powered. Pump prime can run for as long as 2 minutes. Turning the unit upside down, you will find the recessed wiring lugs. These are your quick connect terminals. Each lug is color-coded and labeled for quick identification and ease of wiring. There are 5 L2 lugs in white that allow you to connect all neutrals directly to the ProX. You can still connect through the pigtail connection and wire nut if you choose. Moving on to the powered lugs, each one is color matched to the wire lead connected to it. The red lug is designated for L1 in. That is a constant powered switch lead that remains energized as long as the appliance is powered. The black colored terminal next to that is L1 out. This is a 110 volt output for a nozzle line heater if used. The next lug, also coded black, is your limit in. Connect your power returning from the appliance limits here. The motor lug is orange and connects directly to the positive lead on the motor. The motor load cannot exceed 10 amps in combination with the load of the oil valve lug. Remember to connect the motor to neutral. The purple lug, labeled valve, is connected to the oil valve whenever an oil valve is used. The blue colored lug connects to the burner igniter and will support interrupted ignition and our unique smart intermittent ignition feature. Let's move on to the next chapter.